The leaders of France, Germany, and the UK arrived in Kiev by train on Saturday as calls intensify for Russia to agree a ceasefire and come to the negotiating table. According to Associated Press, French President Emmanuel Macron, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer and Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk are expected to meet President Zelenskyy in Kiev on Saturday morning, underlining their steadfast commitment to Ukraine. Dozens of European officials met in the Ukrainian city of Lviv on Friday to endorse the creation of a special tribunal to prosecute Russian officials accused of war crimes in Ukraine. According to Associated Press, standing alongside top Ukrainian government officials in Lviv, European Union Foreign Policy Chief Keir said the tribunal's launch will mean that nobody can be left unpunished for the crimes committed. Russian authorities have fiercely denied allegations of war crimes. Once established, the tribunal will focus on prosecuting Russian leaders most responsible for the full-scale invasion of Ukraine that began in 2022. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Adrian Sybiha also announced the EU's intention to allocate almost €1.9 billion for military support to Ukraine. Roughly €1 billion of the total will be used to purchase weapons according to the so-called Danish model, directly from Ukrainian manufacturers.
We take very decisive steps towards justice for Ukraine. After this meeting, we will provide our final political endorsements to establish a special tribunal for the crime of aggression. And this tribunal will ensure that those most responsible for the aggression against Ukraine are held accountable. Every inch of Russia's war has been documented. We are living in an area of information. It has been documented, and there is no space for impunity. Russia's aggression cannot go unpunished, and therefore establishing this tribunal is extremely important.
Отже, можемо розпочинати, пане прем'єр-міністр.
Ми неухильно наближаємося до старту роботи спецтрибуналу для вищих посадових осіб Росії, які віддавали злочинні накази. Країни коаліції провели велику юридичну підготовку сьогодні буде прийнято політичне рішення про схвалення роботи цих юридичних команд. Сам процес формування і запуску спеціального трибуналу в межах Ради Європи розпочнеться незабаром. Винні в злочині агресії обов'язково будуть покарані.
Ми вдячні Європейському Союзу за дотримання домовленостей та спрямування другого траншу прибутків із заморожених російських активів на посилення обороноздатності України. По-друге, сьогодні це вже звучало, ми також підписали контракти з 4 державами – Данія, Нідерланди, Франція, Італія – на суму близько мільярда євро. Ці кошти будуть спрямовані на закупівлю озброєння в українських виробників. Очікуємо на швидку імплементацію, щоб українські захисники на передовій отримали вироблену зброю вже в найближчі місяці.
EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas and other EU officials visited a cemetery in Lviv, western Ukraine on Friday to honor the memory of fallen Ukrainian soldiers. According to Associated Press, UK Foreign Secretary David Lammy joined the officials as they walked through the cemetery. Kallas and dozens of European officials also endorsed the creation of a special tribunal to prosecute Russian officials accused of war crimes. Meanwhile, Ukrainian authorities reported scores of Russian strikes on Friday that killed at least 2 people in the Kherson and Zaporizhia regions and damaged buildings. A Russian drone also struck a civilian vehicle in Zaporizhia, critically injuring a man and also wounding his wife. Russian President Vladimir Putin had declared a unilateral 72-hour ceasefire starting May 7 to coincide with the Victory Day celebrations, but warned that Russian troops would retaliate to any attacks. Moscow has been reluctant to accept a U.S. proposed 30-day truce that Ukraine has accepted, linking it to a halt in Western arms supplies to Ukraine and Kiev's mobilization effort, conditions Ukraine and its Western allies have rejected. Russian authorities have fiercely denied allegations of war crimes. Asked about the tribunal on Friday, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said Moscow will not be reacting to this. Most of Europe marks the defeat of Nazi Germany in World War II on May 8.
Before the war, the funeral was just that.
Yes.
So this is because the meeting.
So we know, according to our intelligence, that they plan to capture